Everybody wants a heroine or a hero or someone that's not a vigilante, but someone that just makes life straight, makes it fair.
She's sort of like a revolutionary female character, isn't she? I mean, I was about to say Joan of Arc, and of course that's not really a good parallel, because then in the end she became a victim or a martyr, which is the opposite in this case, but there's something of that, a trailblazer, and you know, such a relief from all the female stereotypes.
She's not a victim, although she is, obviously, but never psychologically becomes a victim. And I think that sense of strength and her ability to take a knock, get up and carry on is something I think people can really hook into.
Okay. All right, here we go. Now, can we just set a apple box and put the hot soup right there? Sure. We don't actually have to have it go off camera and make from. Ding! Good. Just kidding.
You know, she's got psychological problems, and those characters are always fun to write. Sort of the surface part of it's interesting alone. How she lives, how she dresses, what she does, which is, you know, computer hacker. She also has a very complicated backstory that, even though we're not getting into it in great detail in the first movie, has to inform everything that she does. We will get into it eventually. So having that background in mind to guide how she behaves in this present day story is important.
You can't get involved in this because he has a fucking lock in his face. He's been hit in the face by you. So you're going back to the fucking slammer if this happens. So it has to be a little bit of, look, the Vanger family needs to know all this shit's gonna get dredged up. I'm not gonna be part of it.
For me, I could really relate to her and who she is. I mean, obviously we're completely different and our lives couldn't be more different, but I think maybe at my core, if I had grown up the way that she had, I could end up like that. Like, you know, because she has her twin sister, and they both have the same life, the same parents, the same experiences, but they ended up completely different. And I think had I been in that family, I would have gone her way and not the sister's way.
I'm going to the police.
Show them the videos while you're at it.
Videos?
You think that was hard to look at? Would you like to see these?
No.
If you go to the police, I'll deny I was ever there.
Why would you do that?
I don't care for police.
A lot of people, like my mom's book club, these are women that are 60 to 80, which is kind of shocking that they're reading such a graphic book, you know? But it's not the revenge factor. I think it's just the justification, the making things fair, making it right, settling the score.
Okay, we're looking over the TV. Ready, and action.
Can I have some zip tie?
At some part in your life or somewhere in your future, there's going to be something done wrong to you. And if you could figure out how to set it right, or just say, I'm not fine with that. You know, and I think that's kind of on an extreme level what her character does.
So further it gets toward the jawline, just soften it out a little bit.
You know what, 50 million people have read the books. Like, out of those 50 million people, I'm sure 99.9% of them, if they saw a real-life Lisbeth Salander, they probably would not even consider her, you know? But people love her so much, and that's so interesting to me.
There's kind of a wish fulfillment in terms of the way she handles things for people, I think, for an audience. She takes care of things, you know. She'll only put up with so much, and then she's going to take care of it.
A lot of people are like, I am Lisbeth Salander, I understand her. And the truth is, no, most people couldn't. Like I said, if they saw her, they would not engage. They wouldn't be like, I know that girl, I am that girl, I can understand that girl. They would be like, I don't want to look at that girl.
Need zip ties?
Yes, they're coming.
Is there a plastic bag or anything that would come in?
Yeah. All right, and action.
I don't characterize Salander as being a violent person any more than I characterize her as being a sexual person. They're both aspects to her character. But she lives by this moral code, and she's not willing to compromise ever. She's uncompromising in her beliefs, and it's very Fincher-esque. David always said, you know, phase one, every like girl, there were so many girls that we'd see, and he'd go, "That is Lisbeth Salander," when he was trying to sort of like explain to me who she was, and I'd always roll my eyes and be like, whatever. But David is Lisbeth Salander in that sense, that he isn't willing to compromise, you know, his beliefs.